welcome back to the channel. So today we will be making a form using HTML and CSS. So let's get started. But before we get started, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. As you can see, we've already made a folder. In the folder, we have put two files, one index.html and the other is style.css. And we have also linked index.html to style.css. So now in the title tag, we'll be writing my first form. In the body tag, we'll be putting the form tag. Inside the form tag is where we are going to write all the tags which are going to put inside the form. Now we are going to write the input tag. In the input tag, the user can type whatever he or she wishes. In the type, we will be writing text, and in the name, we will write username. And we'll add one more thing called a placeholder. There, we will write enter your username. Let's save and open it in Google Chrome. As you can see, we can type whatever we want over there. But as you can see, there are some suggestions. So we want it to not come. So how to do that? Now I'll tell you. After that, we will write autocomplete. And in autocomplete, we will write off. Now we'll save the file and open and refresh in Google Chrome. As you can see now, we are typing, but there are no suggestions coming. Now, let's say the user has to give his password. So for that, we'll write one more input, and instead of type equals text, we'll write type equals password. And in the name, we will write password. And we'll add the placeholder and give it the name of enter your password. Now we'll save the file and open it in Google Chrome. As you see, it has come. Now let's try typing in the password input. As you can see, there are dots coming instead of the normal letters which was coming in the input type equals text. Now, as you know, in most forms there is also a submit button. To put that in our form, we will write a button tag, and after the button and before the slash button, we will write submit. We'll save the file and refresh in Google Chrome. As you can see, there is also a submit button come. But as you can see, all of them are in a straight line. Now, to make each of them go to the next line, we will put the BR tag. Now, let's save the file and refresh in Google Chrome. As you can see, they have gone to the new line. Now, let's start editing this HTML form. So for editing, we have to go to style.css. There, we'll write body. Now we are going to give it a background image. So we'll write background image and URL. And we've already image here, as you can see in the site, which is sub.jpg. Bruh. Now we'll save this file and refresh in Google Chrome. As you can see that the background image has come. Now we will write background attachment fixed so that it does not keep on going down and down. And now in the next line, we will write background size equals cover. Now we'll save and refresh in Google Chrome. So you can see it is come. Now let's add a class to the button. We'll give it the class of submit. Now to make it look more like the submit button, we'll edit the button. To specify the class, we will put the dot and followed by the name of the class. Submit. So now we will give it a background color of blue. Now we'll go to the next line and write a font size. We'll give it a font size of 25 pixels. The next line, we'll give the button a padding. A padding is used to give space in between the text. We'll give it a padding of 15 pixels. The next line, we will give it a border. We will write border radius equals to 5 pixels. Then in the next line, we'll write border. We'll specify the thickness of the border, which is 2 pixels, solid. And then we will write after solid the color of that border. We'll give it a color of black. Now let's save the file and refresh in Google Chrome. As you can see, the button has come to whatever editing we have done. Now let's position this form in the middle. But first, let's give it a title of login form. Now we'll position it in the center. So now before the form, we'll put the center tag. And after the slash form, we'll put slash center. Now we'll save the file and refresh. So this is what happens. Now let's position it a bit more down. So we'll write form and then we'll put position relative. Position relative is used to position the item relative to its original position. We will give it a position of top 100 pixels. Now let's save and see what happens. Now as we can see, it has come up to the center, but let's make it a bit more down. So we'll put 200 pixels. Now it has come properly. Now let's edit the enter your username and enter your password. That is the inputs. We'll put input and then give it a font size of 20 pixels. The next line we'll give it a color for the text to white. Next line we will give it a border of 2 pixels solid and black. The next line we will also give it a border radius of 6 pixels and a background color of green. Now let's save the file and refresh in Google Chrome. As we can see, this is what happens. Now let's put a bit more space under the username and the password and the submit. So we'll add one more BR. Now we'll save and reload. As we can see, it has come. Now let's change the color of the H1, which is the login. So we'll write H1 and give it a color of white. Now let's save it and reload. As you can see, the color of the H1 has changed to white. Now we'll put the entire form inside a div. A div divides the different parts of the web page into a division, and we'll give the div a class of form. Now we'll go back to CSS and write dot form. Now we'll give it a background color of black, a padding of 30 pixels, and a height of 300 pixels. Now let's save and reload. As we can see, it has come. As we can see that it has come on top of the login. Now we can see the problem is coming because the slash div is over there. Now we'll erase it and reload. Now it comes properly. Now let's give the entire username and a password a padding. We'll go back to style.css and for the input, we will give it a padding of 20 pixels. And then in dot form, we will put the opacity tag. The opacity tag is used for how much you can see. We will give it the value of 0.7. Now we'll save and refresh. This is what happens. And when we put 0.8, it becomes a little bit darker. It ranges from 0 to 1. 0 being completely transparent and 1 being completely opaque.
Thank you guys for watching and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.